parade if Arsenal fans go to theirs. I was told book the date. Told me
that. Speaking of receipts, facts.
But listen, I'm being honest in it. Like, I take responsibility, but I also remain on a lot of the things I say about Liverpool. Listen, Northside, you've heard me say a lot about my club when we were winning and when we're losing. And do I usually switch what I say? Like, not really. That doesn't mean I'm uncookable. I still believe that Liverpool could have done the quad this season. I was the one. I said it from January. So before anyone says, "Oh, but Monts, you said you're gonna do the quad." Yeah, I said it in January, and even then, I'm not saying we're gonna do the quad because Liverpool are this world-class, amazing top 2 teams in Europe that Arsenal fans claimed they were. If you look at the Premier League, the 3-horse race is not because the Premier League is so good. Otherwise, at least maybe 2 teams would still be in Europe, by the way. I say that because whoever is the most convincing out of an unconvincing bunch will probably find themselves with a Premier League this year out of this 3-horse race. It's as simple as that. This is the best Arsenal, but the worst City and a mediocre Liverpool side. Stop acting like Liverpool are overachieving this year. Last year was an anomaly. Liverpool finishing 5th was an anomaly. So why did Liverpool fans use last year as the barometer and are trying to say we overachieved? We overachieved. We didn't overachieve because we were trying to go for a quad the year before that. And then do you know what I'm saying? And finished 3rd and should have won trophies that season before. And then Champions League and Premier League before that. That 5th place was an anomaly. The only year we finished outside the top 4. So stop using that as a barometer to say we overachieved, to hide the fact that we have failed this year. Stop it. It's not cool. If anything, it's embarrassing. It's Gooner-esque. Stop it. Yeah? Listen, I didn't expect Liverpool to be in the title race this season because it was a new midfield. But once I find myself top at Christmas, expectations change. Sorry. Sorry. If you're top at Christmas, expectations have to change. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I go out one night and I don't expect to chat to the sexiest thing in the club, but it's 2 o'clock in the morning now, and the sexiest thing in the club is all over me. Yeah, expectations change. Now I'm onto something. Because I got a loudie on my left. Now I'm onto something. You know what I'm saying? I'm onto something now. So what? End of the night, and I've got nothing with me. I've got nothing on my arm. Or am I supposed to be like, well, I mean, when I went on my way to the club, I wasn't expected to have a nice thing anyways. No. I found myself in a position where I was with a nice, loud beanie. So now, this is the difference. This is the difference. Stop being okay with this stuff. A Carabao Cup, obviously, we know it's not good enough. But it's not, like, it's annoying because Darwin Núñez, to say Darwin Núñez is crap is now the fashion. It's now fashionable to say he's crap. It's now fashionable to say he can't finish. It's now fashionable that, his goals aren't going to take us over the line. Was it fashionable when we were top of the league? No, it wasn't. All I heard was 31 GA, 25 GA, 31 GA. But when I called him a flat chat bully, you called me toxic and negative. Just like Noah said, you called me negative, you called me toxic, and you said I'm hating on our players and I'm not supporting them. I'm sorry, but running around like a headless chicken does not gain my support. It doesn't. You need more than that. It's a mixture of both. Don't get me wrong. If you are
apparently, you have to respect the hard work.
Yeah.
Not to ruin your monologue. I just gotta shout out you guys. I gotta go. But listen, big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Big up Northside for having me. Mons, Lewis. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
I'll keep it about, like, I love when my players try their hardest and fight for the badge. But I'm sorry, that is standard requirements to sign for my football club. If you are not going to fight for the badge, run around until you can't run anymore, then why are you here? You knew what you signed up for on the dotted line. So I'm not going to overpraise you for it, but I am going to be like, okay, this is cool. Now, what else can you bring? What technical ability do you actually have? Do you actually bring to the table? So, again, like, I'm not going to sit here and cuss Klopp and say he's suddenly not good enough and rare tear. Like, listen, there are certain games where Klopp substitutions haven't worked. But we've actually, I think we've got around 20-something points from losing positions this season. So it's actually a mixture of starting out poorly, which could be down to defensive tactics, but also brilliant tactical substitutions and tweaks in game. So it's actually a bit of both. So it depends which side you want to go with it. If you want to crash it on Klopp, I'm not going to fight you guys over your opinions on that. But what I would say is Liverpool are the architects of our own downfall. Yeah, Arsenal at Anfield. Trent hits the bar when it's 5-on-2. Man United in the FA Cup. 5-on-2, we can't put the ball in the back of the net. Man United at Old Trafford, 5-on-2, can't put the ball in the back of the net. Manchester City absolutely oiled them up, greased them, and belts to arse, bro. Belts to arse. Wet willies and all them things there. Wedgies, bro. We gave them noogies for 90 minutes, but we still couldn't get the job done. Diaz couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. 2 1-on-1s missed. 3 gilt-edged chances in that game. How many more games do I need to mention where we should have put teams to bed? Teams that we're actually competing with directly in the Premier League. You think I'm going to speak about how we got robbed at White Hart Lane? Don't give a dash. We've had more than enough opportunities to put it right. You can talk about if, buts, and maybes, but these are the most important moments in the Premier League. The Premier League has not been of a mad high standard this season. Moments will win you this Premier League. That's why I said Liverpool were good enough to win the Premier League. Liverpool were more than good enough. We were favourites to win the Europa League. We were favourites. We won the Carabao Cup, so whatever. And arguably, we're probably favourites to win. Probably one of the favourites to win the FA Cup as well before the Man United draw. We were supposed to beat Man United and we would have had Coventry.
Would have faced Coventry.
So we would have had the free run to the final. So for me to sit here and say Liverpool can win the quad, I'm sorry, I don't think that's a crime. More than capable of winning the Prem, because City aren't the same, and Arsenal think they're better than they are. More than capable of winning the Europa League for obvious reasons, and same with the FA Cup, we already won the Europa League. So that's not me being a Kool-Aid drinker. That's me.
Did you say it's happening, or did you believe it could happen?
No, it's happening, bro. Same shit. For me, it could. And
yeah, that's why they're getting on you for that, because you're saying it's happening.
Yeah, I'm saying it's happening because I can look around my surroundings and go, you're not that good. You're not that good. We're not.
But that's why you can't. That's why you can't state it as a fact.
No. Me saying it's happening is just me being. That's me. That's the fan in me saying, yo, like I'm gonna stick my neck out there because these lot are showing me that we can actually get results with injuries. You know what I'm saying? Because we've had probably the worst injury run at the start of that 2024 to about March period, and we got through it. So to me, I saw enough. However, I also look to my left and right. I go, City aren't that good defensively at the moment, and I look at Arsenal. Even though they're performing really well, we're actually ahead of them. So it's still in our hands, you know. So,
but your manager's still making a lot of mistakes. That's the only thing I would disagree.
No, exactly.
Right? When you're saying that you can do that, your manager is doing a lot of favoritism. Slobberslide starting a lot of games he shouldn't.
Yeah,
there's certain players as well that are getting away with it, like Gakpo. There's a pressure on Salah to keep producing, and the rest of them don't. How many chances has Diaz missed this season, bro? Gets himself into good positions and doesn't score. You know what I'm saying? Robertson's getting like all these free passes when he ain't performing well, when he ain't crossing the ball well. But then Conor Bradley comes in, which is a young player, gifted player, but young. You know there's going to be ups and downs in his performance. And I see a lot of Liverpool fans gunning for him, but not keeping the same energy with Robertson. That's an experienced player that's been there, done that, and knows exactly how to play the system to a T and should be in his prime. Do you know what I'm saying? I think those kind of things, yeah, is why I was looking at it and I'm thinking, bro, did you not see that as a Liverpool fan thinking, bro, this is why we're not going to win it? Look at the way that Man United cooked you lot as well. Complacency again from your team and your manager, bro. Favoritism, team selection, and favoritism. The arrogance of your team thinking it was done when you faced Man United. And then all of a sudden, what happened, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Your team, your manager has been a bit arrogant this season, not addressing the fact that Darwin Núñez isn't clinical enough. People got gassed because he scored a rebound goal against the Sheffield United, but he was pants. He was pants. Why is your manager playing against Atlanta, playing Gakpo through the middle? Play Salah there. Salah's in the stage of his career, a bit like Ronaldo. You ain't got the legs to constantly bombing up and down. Your striker, your main striker, ain't performing. Play Salah through the middle and put flipping Jota and Diaz playing as wingers, bro. Because Jota's the only other player other than Salah that's been clinical for you guys. So play Salah through the middle and say, bro, you do the Ronaldo role. Don't run up and down. Stay in the box because Salah's still very effective in the box. You give him the ball in the box and he doesn't have to be taken on 3-4 man, bro. He's still gonna score. That's down to your manager's management of your team. There's constant things that haven't been that impressive in your team, bro, and your manager hasn't addressed it and continues doing the same crap. Would you? I don't know. Would you disagree? That's how I see it.
No, I agree. I think there's been mistakes from Jurgen Klopp, and as I said, the constant attention that certain players are getting, for me, like what Harvey Elliott has to do to get 90 minutes is beyond me. When everyone's fit, he's the one who's been making the difference. Sober's like somehow knows where the camera is, but doesn't know where the goal is. Absolute scrub at this moment in time. Hella hair flicks and winks and biting the lip, but not enough biting of the bullet, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's time for him to wake up and smell the coffee, but he's probably waking up and smelling the fragrance because he's a Hollister fucking model or a Nivea men's socialist and specialist, because right now he don't play football. You know what I'm saying? It's how can I look good doing this? How could I look good doing that? It's as simple as that, bro. And then obviously we've got the tropical Timo Werner who plays up top. You know what I'm saying? The tropical Timo Werner that fans will somehow live and die by. And I don't understand it. Have some shame, have some decorum. And I get it. People will look at me and go, I'm a Mo Salah specialist or I'm a Salah sexual, whatever you want to call it. I think that people expect perfection too often from world-class players. I understand they're supposed to stand up, and I understand for me, Salah has not been playing well since he's come back from his hamstring injury. He's not been good enough, and I can sit here and say that. But at the same time, when we talk about big games and when we talk about how Salah hasn't stepped up, that is categorically false. Every big chance that we've seen created or missed has come from Mo Salah. Who made the pass to Trent for Trent to hit the crossbar against Arsenal Football Club? Mo Salah. Who passed it to Diaz when he tried to sweat it instead of shoot against Man United? Mo Salah. Who gave the ball to Trent when he scored in the equaliser against the Etihad? Mo Salah. Who's the one who outside of the foot Trivela passed to Luis Diaz to put him in on goal? Mo Salah. Do you want me to carry on? Because I can carry on if I need to. But people don't want me to carry on because you're going to call me a Salah sexual. You don't see football for the sport that it is. Now I can do this. I can do this. This is why people are like, this is why I do this. I really do this football thing. But people seem to, they watch football like this, or they watch YouTube like this. You see what I'm saying? And they take their ears off when they hear half the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And maybe because people like Northside speak with Vim, they want to hear half of what he says like this. They want to hear half of what he says, and you know, maybe Northside should go upstairs and put a suit on and dot his I's and cross his T's for people to really understand the realism when someone speaks about their club with honesty, rather than just waking up and calling it hate because they can't wake up and smell the coffee. So as I said, certain players are getting away with murder. I think Klopp has made some serious mistakes in his favoritism, but at the end of the day, we've done enough to win this league. But we bottled it by not finishing off our chances. Liverpool will always concede chances because we play the way we play and the tactics that we employ. But we have specialists to deal with one-on-one situations. We have specialists, and that's what we do. Virgil van Dijk, specialist in one-on-ones. Alisson Becker, specialist in one-on-ones. Even Kelleher has been a specialist in a lot of the one-on-ones he's had this season. Go look at the Carabao Cup final if you don't believe me, or look at his running and his stint for Liverpool when we won 12. We won 12 and 14. These are all one-on-one specialists. Yeah, that is the philosophy of Liverpool Football Club. Turnovers and goals. But when it comes to sustaining possession and control of the ball, we struggle. We do struggle. There's a lack of technical ability in this team and an overflux of emotion.
There's no clinical